This is Chocolate Amun Ra, part 2 of the morning message. Let's pay all due respect to the Creator. The sun rises. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Amun. Peace, peace, peace. It's part 2 of holidays. You know, all these holidays has come up, what you gonna do? You participate. Now, I was giving you smaller definitions about casting spells. I just used the word cast a spell. I know some of y'all are ignorant. You know, you don't read the whole definition of cast a spell, or casting something. You know, a spell in a word. But based on holidays and words that can trip you up. And if you only understand one meaning of the word, just keep it real. This is why I got my trusty tablet here. So when I need to download words, we're going to read it. And I give you two. Sometimes I read more than one meaning so you can get a better understanding on different definitions for the word or the nouns or the verbs in those words. Now, we was talking about holidays, right? And in this session, I want to know why y'all don't celebrate who you are. I understand why you celebrate all the other holidays. It's because, you know, it's part of your life. But why you don't celebrate who you are? Why you don't celebrate your whatever descendant you come from? Now, of course, it's easy for me to say Africa. That's the origin. Kush, Ethiopia. These are names long before Africa. You know where Africa is, right? Africa was a name. Africa. Let's look up Africa. All right. I said Africa, right? The reason why I use Africa, because I want y'all to understand something. Africa has many meanings. Where does it come from? Whose name is used after? Because here in America, a lot of melanated people, or black, because most of y'all stay black. I don't like to use the color code text. You celebrate all these holidays, it's because you only going on with your ancestors probably in the last 200 years. 400? I say 200. That's a definite. Because the ancestors gave up their heritage to survive here. Not everyone, but they stripped their heritage and their way of life to survive, and then from surviving to living. They had to join in, per se. But they don't realize, okay, it can work for you to a certain point, and it depends on where and how your standard is in life. It's like either join in how we do things or you have a difficult life. And that ain't always so. But a lot of our ancestors did that. They gave up their heritage. Now, they might have been talking in the house, in their private quarters, but they didn't go out and represent themselves. Like African people, you getting a lot of African people now that come from Africa is changing. When they come here to America, they flip that. They don't wear their dashikis. They don't wear their dashikis. They're wearing regular shirts just like this here. Regular shirts. You understand? Regular jeans to become more Americanized. What this have to do with holidays? Well, I'm breaking it down for you. Let's read. Africa. The name of Africa came into the Western use through Romans, who used the name Africa, Terra, land of the Afra, plural of Afri, singular for the northern part of the continent, as the province of Africa with its capital, Carthage, corresponding to modern-day Tunisia. Unique fact about Africa, Georgian name Africa shepherd. Now, who is Africa named after? The name Africa is of African origin from the Egyptian word Africa, or motherland. Africanus, spell Africanus, Africanus. The name signifies that the person named himself after Africa. Understand? The person named, he used his name. One thing is certain, Greek and Latin have Egyptian linguistics influence, although both are Indo-European language. Africa's named after a Roman general. Huh? You understand that? Now, Romans has been given credit for popularizing the name Africa in the West. They used the name Africa Terra, meaning the land of Afra. For the northern part of the continent, it is capital with Carthage, which is modern-day Tunisia. Okay? Now, we can get deeper if we want to, but I just read it for you so you can get a better understanding. Okay? I just clearly read it for you. You can Google it up. You can get your encyclopedia. You can do whatever you want to do. So, how that came to be, what would you think? The Romans came in there and they conquered parts of Egypt. The certain parts of the region of Africa, quote unquote. We can go to Ethiopia and find a way Ethiopia. But my whole point is this. You don't know why you celebrate these holidays. But I know damn sure so many of you, and I'm talking about a great percentage, do not celebrate or do not go to these African festivals. I mean, now it's getting much larger. It's becoming a big wave. It's coming a big wave. Wave meaning, let me use the word wave, because some of y'all are ignorant. No disrespect, but let me get the word wave. Now, the word wave, which I spelled W-A-V-E, right? Wave. I use that word in my dialogue, right? That wave of people. Now, when I use it, wave lets me add no more words. Wave charges no fees, send money, and display live price comparison to wave, encrypt all personal data, and offer phones support Every day so also, right? Okay. Wave. Hold on. See, waves got so many different meanings about waves. You got Wave Accounting, etc. is a company that provides a suite of financial services online. Then you got the Wave. Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Sometimes you press the button. Okay. Then you got wave means in the physics. A wave is an isolation accompanied by transfer of energy that travels through medium space or mass. Frequency refers to the additional of time. You know, wave or use waves like an ocean, but it's dealing with force of many. You understand? So that's why what I'm doing now, when I'm speaking, I'm going to use words. And I told you before, and I'll say it again. Words can mix people up. Hold on. Words have a tendency to mix people up, and when it does, if you don't say the proper meaning, most people be like, well, I thought this, I thought that. And what I try to do now is I try not to go that route. I'll read whatever word I think that it could like, throw somebody off because it's easy to throw somebody off. I mean, it happened to me. I'll ask questions. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Clarify what you're saying. You feel me? Because you ain't gonna sit there and play them little silly little games with me. Okay? You understand that? Because my mind is racing like this. Which meaning are you talking about? Because a lot of people try to do that. They'll play like word games with you. The only reason why I'm saying that is for you to get a better understanding on how people talk. They can use big words. Now I'm using small words right now, but if I start using big words, and if you don't know, you could be easy hypnotized. This is the reason why I'm doing that. This is an exercise that I've now decided to use when I'm doing a dialogue or when I'm speaking to you. I don't want you just thinking, oh, he's trying to hypnotize people, trying to use big words. Or sometimes when people use foul language, their mind gets corrupted quick because the individuals use foul language. But the foul language is purposely used for the content that it was needed to be. Understand that clearly. Foul language is not a bad thing, okay? Because like I told you before, and I'll say it again, so many of you don't understand that no matter how great your intellect really is, you're not going to reach everybody. You're just not going to. No matter how silly a person might sound to a person that's very intellectual, because you got people sit up there, oh, he sound like a third grade student. Well, I know people who's highly intelligent have done third grade stupidity, literally. Okay, so it all evens itself out. Excuse me, it evens itself out one way or the other. So, going back to what I was saying, that these holidays that you constantly celebrate, but you don't want to celebrate your your origin. We already talked about Africa. We already discussed that. So a lot of you don't like doing it because in your mind and in your defense, you truly believe in your mind, and there's no other way of changing it. And some of you are like, I ain't changing nothing. This is understandable. You know what I'm saying? That you believe what you was taught since you was a child. And since you was taught as a child, you don't need to unwind it. Well, that's where a lot of you make your mistake. Because if you did unwind and if you did reconstruct your mind, on the things that you've done as a child, and now you're a man or a woman, and then you begin to understand the faculty of what you're doing. You will have some kind of pride. Not only that you will have some kind of pride, you start to begin to believe in who you are, who you truly are, who's your descendant, and who's your culture. Melanin people, period. Melanin people, you got people right here with the see me with the Buddhist monk. Some people believe Buddhist monk is strictly only for Asian people. That's a bunch of bullcrap. That's a bunch of bullcrap. Oh, listen here. Hold on for a second. Hold on a second. This all entwines with each other. Just hold on. Understand this. I'm about to show you something. I really hope you see this. Now, you see me with the Buddhist. Now, it's not that I'm into Buddhism, because Buddhism is based on meditation. But a lot of you truly believe, you don't think the black people was, well, quote unquote, melanated people, where it comes from. Right? Okay. You got, I'm going to show you what Japan do not want black people to know about Buddhism. I'm going to give you a little bit.
Our lecture today is what Japanese do not want black people to know about Buddhism. Today we're going to talk about Buddhism.
Hold on, I want to get it back here.
Our lecture today is what Japanese do not want black people to know about Buddhism. Today we're going to talk about Buddhism's dirty little secrets, and the Japanese don't want you to know these things because Japanese and many white people do not want black people to understand the true history and culture in Buddhism. Let's get into it now. Over 100 years into the AD, that's after the death of Christ, or 500 years after the death of the Buddha, Buddhism became separated by race and language. Now, there was a king in, say, Afghanistan.
Hold on, folks.
Kushan dynasty. Now, his name was King Kana Kushan.
Pay attention.
Now, he supported the racist Buddhism, or he was the king. He was of Indo-Aryan descent. So let's kind of bring it home. See, Alexander the Great tried to conquer India, and he got turned around by a black group, a black king of the Nandas. He got turned around by the Nandas. However, Alexander's generals did conquer the land, which is known as present-day Afghanistan. Now, there was a black king by the name of King Asoka who introduced the people in Afghanistan to Buddhism. So for hundreds of years, you had Buddhism in Afghanistan, and the king, they set up what is called the Kushan dynasty, and they were related to the people of the Greek culture. Now, during the Kushan dynasty, they, or the king rather, supported a group of Buddhists who came in with a new type of Buddhism, and this Buddhism was separated by race, and was also separated by language, because what the Kushan king Kunashika did was he brought these Buddhists in, and they introduced a new kind of Buddhism that we've never heard of, because they had Theravada Buddhism, or the Buddhism of the elders, and then they came up with this new Buddhism, and they were Aryans, they was white, they came with a new language, and they called this new Buddhism Mahayana. Mahayana Buddhism is Buddhism's dirty little secret. by race. See, King Na Chika, this king of the Kushan dynasty, brought these Buddhists in, and these Buddhists came in with this new Mahayana.
Now, the reason why I showed you that is because y'all don't know that. A lot of you don't know that, and don't tell me that you did. I know some that know and some don't. But see, if you don't dig into your race and cross-reference, if you just go strictly European, they're gonna hide that information from you. Like when you want to know about the Nile, you want to know about Egypt, you just don't go to white European historians. No, you got to go to Dr. Ben, Jehovah Hand. You got to Dr. Clark, Dr. Henry Clark. You got to go to Phil Valentine. You got to go to black doctor historians. You got to cross-reference and see if it matches. Because if it ain't matching, somebody ain't doing it right. Then if you really want to get technical, then you do your own pilgrimage if you know what you're doing. Now, all these holidays, like I said before, I went into the Buddhism super factors just to show you something. How easy it is. If you don't know nothing, you only know just the surface. Well, guess what? That's all you know. It's just the surface. You understand? You see how they took the king came in there and flipped that game? Talking about, oh, listen here, we got to separate the Buddhism. It's just like the Shaolin and the Lama. You all practicing almost the same type of techniques. But I got to separate myself. Oh, we do it here. We do it here. Look what you got. You got the Moors. You got the Muslims. You got the Christians. You got the Hebrew Israelites. Right? And you got the Kemetic, which is the conscious community. That's 5. Here in America. What institution that you want to follow? Let's think about that for a minute. So you follow the European concept of the religion, but you don't want to study none of the 5. Well, actually, Christians. When you're doing Christians, most of the Christians believe in, the white Jesus and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them do. They'll tell you in a minute, it doesn't matter. Anybody that tells you it doesn't matter, walk away from them. Don't talk to them. The whole conversation, anybody that tells you it doesn't matter when it's dealing with Yoshua. Yoshua is Hebrew, Yoshua is Hebrew. Yahweh is Hebrew. Yahweh is God. That's the name the Hebrews called him. Okay? But if you go Ra is dealing with Africa. Oh, no, I don't. That's the Egyptians stuff. I don't want to believe in that. See, when you talk about Ra is God, right? The sun, the conception of the sun. Why? They understand the Egyptians understood the sun. But see, the Europeans took it and reversed everything to my S-U-N, sun, made it become S-O-N. I mean, history, layers and layers and layers, is mixed. So that's why you take your time. That's why I enjoy my journey. Now, I got to make it part 3. Part 3, y'all, is coming up. We'll celebrate everybody else's holiday. Everything they just come and create. Every month now is some kind of holiday or something. But you won't even celebrate your own. And we're going to get it to that. Part 3. Final. Peace.